So, Stefan,
Yeah.
what's your favorite trait in the game?
Oh, see, I wish I had time to think about this. I know you'd mentioned it before, but I think, I think there's, if we're talking mundane traits, uh, I think it would have to be lucky, the lucky trait, because it has come through clutch so many times. When I have failed the roll, rolled again, and rolled exactly what I needed. But supernatural traits, I think that's going to be impenetrable scales just because it's awesome. What's yours?
My favorite trait?
Yeah.
How dare you turn the question back on me?
I mean, you asked it, it's only fair.
Um, let's see. I think from a storyteller perspective, I like the traits we have, like talk to animals and uh, plant communication and those kind of traits because they lead to fun stuff that I
Yeah.
can do. Where, all right, so you have talk to animals, and animals come up and start, giving you shit. Uh, Nothing like being roasted by a pack of trash pandas when you're trying to break into a house or something like that.
Yeah.
Charles and Co. just kind of uh, drive up in their raccoon form and start giving you crap about how your technique is terrible and all of that. Um, for anybody listening, Charles and Co. are a pack of were raccoons that live in Chicago who worship a regular opossum named Randall, and they all drive around in a painted van. Um, and I think they are my favorite NPCs.
I agree. Like, whole the hands down, they are the favorite. With their mural van with Randall on the side and the giant, just huge possum.
Yeah. Uh, so yeah, I think traits that allow me to do fun stuff as a storyteller are my favorite. As a player, um, I don't know. I haven't played actually. This is kind of sad, but I've
You played
only
a little handful of
played
times.
yeah, a couple times, but not a lot.
Right.
I mostly just be an ST, which
Yeah.
I love doing, but would be kind of nice to play eventually, like a dedicated game. I take that back. I think one of my favorite traits is um uh the unassuming, the appearance unassuming, um,
Yeah.
or like the trait easy to read. Like I like those traits because they don't really provide any kind. They provide a slight mechanical benefit, but they're really there for people to flesh out their characters.
Exactly.
So,
Exactly.
and and then people will role play it. These are traits that really lend themselves to defining your character and role playing them, as opposed to giving some sort of mechanical advantage, and that's why you took them. And I
Right.
think that
Exactly.
yeah, and I think that often will inform what kind of player you've got if you are taking things that are more for for story and flavor, as opposed to stuff that gives you bonuses to like uh, being able to intimidate or lockpick or something physical that has a quote unquote win state.
Right. Exactly.
So I think that I'm excited about this change we're doing where we're making the traits basically kind of take center stage in the
It's in
game.
magic. Yeah, exactly. Like and having like all the traits that we have currently, like you're saying, like easy to read. It gives you a plus in our system currently. It gives you a plus, a modifier to the target number and LOS for some sub skills, and then it gives you a negative modifier for others. But now it's just going to have a benefit. It's not going to have a numerical or mechanical advantage. It's just going to have a benefit and a drawback. Like those are
Yeah.
the trade-off traits. It's going to have a nice benefit, but it's also going to have uh, um, a healthy drawback as well. So
Yeah, and
and
I like that.
yeah, I
Uh,
mean, and a lot of these, I think the benefit and drawback for a lot of these are going to be either an increase or a decrease in difficulty rating.
yeah.
So like,
I like go ahead.
I was just saying, just so like easy to read would have a an increase, a decrease in say uh, persuasion attempts and like DRs, a reduction in DR for persuasion attempts or for conversation, say conversation attempts, but an increase in DR when anyone's trying to discern or if they're trying to for deceit because they're easy to read, you know. So if they try to lie, it's not as easy.
Right. And I like traits and I like things that have both advantages and disadvantages because
Yeah.
I like forcing people to make decisions. Like
Yep.
having to decide, I want this, but there's a drawback. Is it worth the drawback to have this? I've
Right.
always liked that kind of balancing.
And you'll get the people who want to min max as possible, and so they'll take these traits and they'll play the downside, but then you have them like where they're taking all these traits that suddenly they are the best at whatever, and they can reduce DRs by several levels or whatever. But I don't know.
Yeah, well, that's where you got to have a good storyteller. Like as a storyteller, you have to uh, be able to say no,
Right.
and to not even say no, but um,
Ask why. What was the reasoning behind this, and find out what the reasoning behind them taking these traits are, what they want to accomplish, and say, okay, well, let's look at it this way, and
yeah. But also being able to not so much cater, but adjust your game and your play style to your various players because they're not. I mean, ideally, you would have a table where all the players are all on the same page, but the that happening is not guaranteed, and you're going to have, you may have someone who's all about, I want to be a murder hobo, or somebody who wants to be, I want to be the best of the best and never fail, and somebody who is, I'm all about the story and the role play, and you've got to find a way to bridge those different gameplays so that everybody has a fulfilling time.
right, exactly. And we don't want people to feel like they're useless.
Right. And that's, I think that what we're doing with redoing the mechanics and doing this overhauling, going to, basically doing a second edition, I think that helps with it. So that people's choices feel what they choose to put on their character sheets feels more impactful as
Yeah,
opposed to just throwing levels at things and hoping that they will that it'll come up or shoehorning like had been mentioned, shoehorning sub skills into actions that might not actually that they might not fit or be applicable to. We decided to we're doing we were just going to do a revised edition of the core rulebook with basically just including the stuff that we had in our addendum, and maybe upgrading, redoing the layout and design so it looked better than what we had done in the first place. Um, And then as we talked and got feedback, we very swiftly decided that this is actually going to be a second edition. And we're changing mechanics and stuff around. So the mechanics and everything are going to be even more streamlined and less crunchy, but we are working on a very short timeline to get this done in order to run the campaign in April. And so we're going to be very tired for the next week as we get this done, because we need to get the manuscript finished so we can hand it off to editors and layout and design people and all of that. What's the change that you're most excited about?
I think the change is the traits, getting rid of the skills and turning them into traits, and then having them be categorized. I think those are my favorite.
Awesome.
Also the DR. I love it all. Like, I'm super excited about DR and all that stuff.
So excited about the DR. Just because the change in the DR, because then we won't be dealing with fractions anymore.
Right?
Like,
Exactly.
I know that you made a whole table for the difficulty ratings and stuff, and that was, bless you for that, but we didn't have it in any place where it was easily accessible. And so I'll be running games and then I'm like, okay, we have to do this DR. And I will be honest, there were times where I chose DRs like a hard just because I knew it was half and
Right.
not.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Or I would have to be like, I will choose a DR and hope that the players have done the math and done it correctly, because I'm not gonna check it, which probably makes me a horrible storyteller. But I think we've already established that I'm a very permissive storyteller in a lot of senses, where, people be like, what if I want to do this? I want to, as a ghost, possess an SUV and drive off with it. Sure,
Right?
why not? Why not? So, yeah, I tend to, uh, for the math, I will be honest that I have played fast and loose with it, especially when it comes to DR. So changing the difficulty rating mechanic is the one thing I'm really super excited about. It will make my life so much easier.
It will. I think it'll make everybody's life easier, which I think will help.
Yeah. And then we got this is, all of this is in service to us making 13th Moon Games a going concern. And I feel like if we're going to commit to doing offset printing for books, then having the best game that we possibly can before we do that um, printing is very important.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, it's been
So
about 20
yeah,
minutes.
it has been about 20 minutes. I think that we got some good clips there for chatting.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so I think we're done chatting for now. We'll be back next month. We're running these live chats every
Last Wednesday of every month, 7
last
p.m.
Wednesday of every month.
7 p.m. Central.
They Yep. To be part of the chat, um, you join our Patreon, be a champion member on Patreon. So if you want to chat with us about what's going on with the game and with the company and have questions, everything, join us on Patreon and join us at the champion level, and we will get you in on this chat.
Awesome. So,
So,
well, thanks.
okay.
Hope everybody has a good time, and we'll chat later.
Yep. Bye.
Bye.